Lucid Motors, a premium EV car maker, is one of several firms striving to build a name for themselves in the challenging field of electric automobiles. Unlike many other early-stage companies that have failed because of high capital expenditures and production issues, the business in Newark, California has so far managed to compete with the likes of Rivian. While it may be the case, Peter Rawlinson's goals are greater than that. The CEO is aiming to outdo Tesla, the finest in the industry, and it's for this reason alone the firm has been making headlines. In today's video, we'll talk about why Rawlinson quit Tesla and how he went on to become one of Elon Musk's most formidable competitors in the EV making industry. So, grab your favorite snacks and let's dive in. Welcome back to NewVehicleMedia, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder that subscribing is free and liking the video helps YouTube suggest similar content. Comments are loved and featured in our upcoming videos. The Tesla Model S was designed by Peter Rawlinson. In a direct challenge to Tesla's supremacy, he has launched the Lucid Air. It was less than 2 months ago that the firm hailed the completion of its first vehicle. The first deliveries have only barely started. The luxury company, on the other hand, is creating a lot of interest for a firm with so few cars on the road. The company's first sedan, the $169,000 Air Dream Edition, has been praised for its craftsmanship as well as its potential to drive a record of 520 miles on a single charge. The publication MotorTrend named it the Automobile of the Year for 2022. Moreover, the company's stock has soared in the previous month, even overtaking Ford in market value. It is a fitting monument to Lucid CEO, a veteran of the automotive sector who designed Tesla's Model S vehicle. He's now hoping that the Air will do the same for Lucid. Mr. Rawlinson said that he left Tesla in 2012 to be with his sick mother in Wales. However, he went on to say that in addition to his mother's needs, he had a supervisor, Musk, who wasn't treating him very well, but refused to comment on the specifics. While Mr. Musk seems self-assured, Mr. Rawlinson is the opposite, who appears to have a decent sense of humor but is very focused and meticulous. He wants to employ those who are more intelligent than he is. Once Peter laughed and said, "If I've done my job right, I'll be the dumbest guy left in the room and I can walk out and throw away the key and leave them to it." When it comes to the EV maker Lucid Group, which started out as a battery producer called Ativa in 2007, the firm has experienced a number of near-death experiences. In 2014, Ativa turned its emphasis to the development of electric cars, and the company changed its name to Lucid 2 years later. In its capital-intensive sector of manufacturing automobiles, it struggled to acquire sufficient funds, but was salvaged in 2018 by a $1 billion investment from the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, which remains the company's largest stakeholder. Peter disagreed, saying that getting an assembly line up and running is the most difficult part of starting a company. The most difficult part is securing financing to keep the company from going bankrupt. If Mr. Rawlinson isn't already a billionaire due to stock compensation connected to Lucid's share price, he will be in the near future. The guy behind Formula E, Alejandro Agag, has indicated that Rawlinson is not motivated by money. According to the CEO, the company's initial product is what establishes its identity. That's why they released a top-of-the-line premium sedan and stock soared because of the efficiency and highly competent and engineered sedan. While there is a large number of things that may go wrong, the necessary disclosure of possible risks in Lucid stock offering prospectus is 44 pages long. There are other caveats in the text, including the fact that the firm has no prior experience mass manufacturing automobiles. It lacks a service network, and it is highly reliant on Mr. Rawlinson, a 64-year-old Welshman who is, after all, mortal. Apart from that, there are many investors who believe a tech bubble is developing and are wagering that it will collapse soon after. To put it another way, short sellers have bet $2.35 billion that Lucid will not be able to sustain its high share price in the future. It is primarily Rawlinson's professional background that lends confidence to among investors. Lotus, a British sports car manufacturer, hired him as its head engineer. Also, he had previously worked for Jaguar. Ever heard of it? His name appears on a number of patents relating to battery technology and other inventions. The development of the Lucid battery, which is used by all of the teams competing on the Formula E electric vehicle racing circuit, was overseen by Mr. Rawlinson. Manufacturing autos on a large scale, on the other hand, is a monumental undertaking. The first generation of the Air sedans are $35,000 more expensive than a top-of-the-line Tesla Model S Plaid. Lucid must appeal to a broader audience in order to be lucrative, rather than merely the ultra-wealthy. The company aims to introduce a variant of the Air next year that'll cost $70,000 after a tax credit, and by 2030, start producing 500,000 EVs, with a product line which will also include a sport utility vehicle and a pickup. Rawlinson is banking on experts like Eric Bach, Lucid's chief engineer, to help him avoid the challenges that beset Tesla in its early days. As a former Volkswagen employee, Mr. Bach employs a German-style production process. He has a lot to say on the fine art of attaining tiny body gaps, the spaces between sheets of metal that engineers use as a yardstick for quality. Even at Tesla now. Meanwhile, the market is becoming more congested. Automobile manufacturers such as Ford, General Motors, and Volkswagen have made significant investments in electric cars. Rawlinson has already astonished many who doubted him. A few people questioned whether the Model S would be a success or if Lucid could manufacture a 500-mile vehicle and get it out the door of the factory this year. Peter Rawlinson has a track record of making assertions that seem to be unreasonable, but are completely supported by scientific evidence. A lot of people have been talking about Lucid these past several months. Vehicles have begun rolling off production lines and reaching their EPA-specified range of 520 miles thanks to their in-house technology. According to investors and industry experts, the firm is intended to stay and is an excellent environment for emerging entrepreneurs and engineers to begin their careers. Although Lucid is a major competitor in the electric vehicle market, it faces a number of obstacles that might hinder its long-term success. A number of major automakers throughout the world have been affected by supply chain concerns. It has been difficult for Lucid to establish long-term partnerships with suppliers that are reluctant to put their money into a startup. There were some delays in getting the Air out, and quality control may prove to be critical for any electric vehicle company looking to compete with Tesla. For a company to put together an all-star team, ramp up whole new production methods, and then ship out the world's most efficient electric vehicle is no small task. I'm curious what your take on Lucid threatening Tesla is. Let us know in the comments below. Herman says that the Porsche is designed to be able to accelerate multiple times without overheating, to be able to race without limitations, and wonders if the Air sedan can do the same. The Model S cannot, at least the non-plaid models. They overheat on the Nürburgring. That's something to keep an eye on now that the automobiles have been placed in the owner's possession. My guess is that videos of individuals trying Lucid with different launch controllers will be released shortly. That should wrap things up for today. Keep in mind that subscribing is still free and liking helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.